What's up, Biker Bros? This is a Gen Z biker here from Road Dirt TV, and today we are at the Fiserv Forum here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin for the Flat Out Friday Mama Tried weekend. This weekend is all about bringing people together that never thought they'd be ever together in the same room. For this event, we're gonna show you guys some of the untold stories of Flat Out Friday Mama Tried weekend. When asked what defines Milwaukee's motorcycle culture, there's two things that really come to mind. Obviously, we've got the world-renowned motorcycle manufacturer, Harley-Davidson. But that's not what this story is about. So what's number two, you might ask? Flat Out Friday Mama Tried weekend. A cold, wintry, long weekend that Milwaukee's motorcycle community has dedicated to flat track and boonie bike races, custom show bikes, bad decisions, and an opportunity to bring the Milwaukee motorcycle community together. The start of my Flat Out Friday Mama Tried weekend began on Thursday, February 16th, with nearly a foot of snow, and the unfortunate news that the Harley-Davidson Museum was canceling their boonie bike races that night due to weather conditions. Give or take a few hours, and the Milwaukee motorcycle community did what they do best: persevere and make the best out of a shitty situation. Word began to spread that there would be an unsanctioned boonie bike race under the Hone Bridge at 7 p.m. that night. Naturally, I bundled up, braced myself for sub-zero freezing temperatures, and headed down to the lake. I quickly realized how committed these racers were to being able to race when I witnessed nearly 20 people pile out of a panel van, boonie bikes and all, and proceed to do donuts in the unplowed streets of Milwaukee. There had to be nearly 30 vans and trucks accompanied by nearly 100 people underneath this bridge. Bikes ranged from a pink 50cc boonie bike titled the Little Hoe to hand-built $1,700 212cc stout boonie bikes captained by accomplished racer Andy Clark. After a couple hours worth of racing, and crashing, of course, on the frozen, uneven gravel, riding bikes with literally no suspension, racers packed up their vans and headed to Fuel Cafe on 5th Street for an after-party sponsored by Lowbrow Customs. Now, Fuel Cafe, they're notorious for shenanigans this particular weekend. You know, in previous years, it wouldn't be out of the ordinary to witness someone doing a burnout on their bike on top of the actual bar at Fuel Cafe. Now, in the spirit of this year's snowstorm, this year's after party, instead of being a bike on top of the bar doing a burnout, this year actually featured a snowmobile inside of the bar doing a burnout, accompanied by mosh pits, free beer, and truthfully not an inch of space to even walk around the bar. Following the previous night's shenanigans, I found myself making my way to the Fiserv Forum on Friday, home of Milwaukee Bucks NBA team. For what you might ask though, Flat Out Friday, of course. While many of the race fans are probably used to seeing flat track racers on dirt or limestone, in particular here in Milwaukee, Milwaukee's Flat Out Friday has been hosted indoors on Dr. Pepper sprayed concrete ever since it began in 2016. And yes, you heard that right. They actually spray Dr. Pepper on the concrete within the Fiserv Forum. So let's hear from Warren, one of the co-founders of Mama Tried Flat Out Friday weekend, and he'll tell us why they actually do that.
Hey, what's going on? I'm Warren Heyer from Flat Out Friday. I'm here to explain why we use Dr. Pepper syrup on the racetrack. The simple explanation is that it helps grab the rubber from the tires to create a a surface that's raceable. So the sticky surface kind of grabs the rubber and balls it up and creates a black surface, so that when the riders are out there, the rubber gets heated up and it gets tacky. It also works great for when you go to clean it up. You just add water and it lifts right up. So it's a little bit of a protectant for the concrete floor as well.
So as Warren said, it really comes down to the fact that they need to find some traction on that slippery concrete. But remember, Midwestern winters suck. Riding season gets cut short come roughly around October, and then typically we don't get to ride again until end of April, sometimes even May, depending on when our last snow is. So the premise behind Flat Out Friday and Mama Tried really started with the intentions of giving Milwaukee's motorcycle community something to look forward to during the winter blues. Instead of having to stare at your Garage Princess motorcycle all winter long, now you can wrench in preparation for Flat Out Friday racing, getting your show bike ready for Mama Tried. It's something for us to do throughout the winter that we can really look forward to. Now, the amazing thing about Flat Out Friday is that it's fun for everyone. Fiserv Forum was nearly packed to the brim, ranging from professional flat track racers to third graders on small 50cc bikes to spectators that frankly admitted to me they don't ride or know a damn thing about motorcycles, but they've been coming for years just because it's so entertaining to watch. This was actually my first time attending Flat Out Friday in general. It was a lot of fun, but it was definitely a lot to consume for me all at once. You know, I had a lot of friends that were actually racing in Flat Out Friday, actually. All across the board, the skill and passion for the sport really definitely comes through in every rider, leaving smiles on my face after each and every race that I got to witness. Now, a few of my favorite memories from the race include the Boonie Bike race, in which they spread orange and black Harley Davidson balloons all over the track and started the race as a somewhat of a hazard for the racers. As they plowed through these balloons were popping left and right. You know, people were falling over on their bikes trying to avoid their front tire slipping over these balloons. You know, another one of my favorite memories from the Flat Out Friday races was the Goofy race, where they featured a porta potty on wheels, which was a returning bike from last year's 2022 Flat Out Friday races, where we witnessed it riding around the Iron Horse Hotel roundabout. There was also a half-naked man acting as if he was on a Zoom call. So from waist up, he was actually dressed in a suit, which was absolutely hysterical to see. I also especially enjoyed watching, you know, the infamous Danger Dan race his raked out chopper in a three-piece suit. I smiled ear to ear watching some of the children that were racing. For example, third grader Oliver Wick. He was tearing up the track, riding his tank more skillfully than many of the adults that I got to see race. Witnessing moments like that give me hope for the motorcycle community as a whole, that, you know, we will be able to continue events like these. Now, on Saturday morning, I woke up early and made my way just west of my alma mater, Marquette University, to the Rave Eagles Club, an iconic music venue that's been around since the 1920s. Mama Tried was founded in 2014, just 2 years prior to the Flat Out Friday races, which started after that as a part of the Mama Tried weekend. Mama Tried has historically always been hosted at the Rave ever since it began. Ironically enough, despite me being a Marquette grad and just living a few blocks down, I had never actually been to the Rave. I will say, you know, my first time being to the Rave, I'm glad it was for Mama Tried, and, you know, having the opportunity to see such a historic place filled with some of the coolest motorcycles I've probably honestly ever seen. Now, my first interview of the day was with the Mama Tried MC, Dump Truck.
What's up, y'all? Dump Truck here, and I am at Mama Tried Show in 2023, and it is my favorite family reunion of the entire year. The motorcycles are amazing. They're all extremely diverse. So if you're not strictly American V-Twin, we have stuff for you here. And the people are what make this. Between Warren and Scott that run the show and their entire crew and everyone that comes in from all over the world, it is the happiest place on earth for at least one weekend here in Milwaukee.
So after hearing from Dump Truck, I quickly confirmed he meant everything he said. Over the course of the day, I actually ran into fellow motovlogger Her Two Wheels and Weems Motor Co. I met builders from all across the world, ranging from the US, South America, Europe, and even Japan. My all-time favorite build of the show, though, was a bike known as the Disciple.
Hi, my name is Josh Allison. We are here at the Mama Tried Show. This is my 1941 EL Knucklehead, the Disciple. I built this bike about a year ago. It was just a bike that I had in my mind for a long time that I built off a picture of a little Schwinn bike that I saw when I was a kid. That was the inspiration on the tank, and the bike kind of built itself. It's awesome to be at Mama Tried. It's my first year here. Also, too, being in Milwaukee with the deep roots of Harley, the museum, and the history of Harley. Obviously, I'm a big Harley guy. So, very fun weekend.
I'd like to take a moment to highlight some of the other great bikes that I had an opportunity to see, and the builders that I got a chance to talk to as well.
How you doing? I'm Mike from Nine Finger Fab. This is my 1980 FLH. Built it because everybody needs a swing arm chopper. Great to be here. It means so much to have Warren Scott invite us to Mama Tried. Hey, it's Paul from Bare Local Performance. We've been coming to Mama Tried since 2014, year one. This year we brought a 2021 Lowrider S that we chopped. This is what's cool about Mama Tried. There's a little bit of everything here. So we got a little performance and a little chopper all wrapped into one.
Hey, my name is Patrick Murphy. This is my bike. It's a 1948 and then a shovelhead top end. Probably my favorite part about it is the taillight that me and my buddy Emery put together. So don't tell me that I don't have a battery plugged in, but there you go. So it's a set of dice that me and my friends put together.
My name's Eric. This is my 67 Shovelhead. Just finished it within about a year ago. Very honored to be here at the Mama Tried show. To me, it's the premier show in the country. It's just a great weekend, Flat Out Friday, everything about it, a whole package, man.
Hey guys, my name's Kaylee Bike. This is my GT650. I raced with the BTR program with Moto America last season. I'll be coming back this year again, hopefully to defend my title. It's awesome being here at Mama Tried and Flat Out Friday. It's such a huge show. They reached out to me and asked me to be here to have my baby and part of something that's so big and so many people here. It's an honor.
I'm Tim Skates. I'm from Houston, Texas. I've never been here. This is a great show. It's a 72 Moto Guzzi. I chopped it a little bit, made it into a chopper. It has a Springer front end now, got a peanut tank and a whole lot of engraving.
What's your favorite part on this bike?
The fuel bowl.
What's up, everybody? My name is Jared Weems of Weems Motor Co. I am a YouTuber and custom motorcycle builder. This is my motorcycle, a 1956 Triumph that's alcohol fueled, mechanically fuel injected, and supercharged. Born Free invited builder for Born Free 13. We won best competition with this bike. Mama Tried and Flat Out Friday. It's a bucket list show that's always been for me, so it's an honor to be a part of this show this year. If you haven't made a chance to get there to Milwaukee, get out, check out the show. It's super cool, guys.
I'm Masa from Japan. ママトライドは、私の憧れの場所だった。5年前からここに参加することを望んでいた。それが達成できて最高だ。
Now, after the Mama Tried show on Saturday, I actually had the opportunity to go cover some boonie bike races at Iron Horse Hotel. The races were an absolute blast. They did, your typical boonie bike races, several different heats. And then they did 2-up on the boonie bikes, which is absolutely hysterical. Every time I get to see that, I have a total blast seeing that. But then they switched it up and did something a little bit different that I've never actually seen before. They propped traffic cones underneath the ramp, and they had people start out all the way by the street in front of the Iron Horse Hotel. They were hitting that ramp and seeing how far they could jump. It was absolutely hysterical. And I hope to see this in the summer come the 120th anniversary for Harley Davidson. But that concludes today's video, Biker Bros. I hope you enjoyed my video coverage of the Flat Out Friday Mama Tried weekend here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Peace out, ride safe, Biker Bros, and ride life.